Now that you've used the serger for a while, it looks like this. And believe me, it's worse on the inside. Come closer. Firstly, let me tell you that there are two kinds of overlockers. Brand new, you can see those in the manufacturer's threading videos, and dirty. In the end of this video, you'll see that even freshly brushed and vacuumed machine still has enough lint with good magnification. And that's the reality to accept. Load the lid and throw away. Another thing, yes, overlockers do need regular oiling, but they need cleaning more. You shouldn't ever oil if you haven't cleaned first. For the regular maintenance cleaning, I will show that first. You can leave the threads in. I'm using the brush/needle insertion tool that comes with the machine and remove all the visible lint. There is only so much you can remove from the front, so I open the side cover and brush from that side. Sergers have lots of nooks and crannies, and each time you discover another, it will be full of lint. I tend to forget the last marked spot on the upper looper, and there is always lint in the back. I documented the process up close and in excruciating detail. Hope you liked the look of magnified lint. No? Just me then? After I've cleaned as much as I could with a brush, I branched the vacuum cleaner. I know there are tiny attachments sold for the purpose, or models to 3D print, but I use the regular slot attachment. Even at full power, it doesn't do any magic and doesn't replace manual cleaning. Of course, it all takes mere means in reality. This is the kind of cleaning that's good to do about once a month or every few big projects, whichever comes first. Usually, you open the lid to rethread, sorry, I can't say this, and season it. But it's spring, so it's good time for a more thorough cleaning. There is a practical reason for that, as fleece and other warm fabrics produce more lint. And it all gets caught under the needle plate, out of sight and out of reach. We need to go deeper. For this step, I will unthread the machine, and while we are here, I'll show you there's absolutely no need to cut the threads and serge until the end, like some suggest. I also remove the presser foot for better visibility. I cut all 4 threads under the foot and turn all the tensioners to the minimum. You'll need some persuading to remove the threads from the loopers and stitch fingers. Sadly, I only thought I recorded that bit, but it's not complicated. I'm showing myself removing the threads from the tension discs very closely, so you'll hopefully see it takes zero effort to do so. But back to cleaning. I'm going to remove the needle plate, it's only 2 screws. You can, with some effort, use a short flathead screwdriver that comes with the machine. I find it still too long to remove the back screw comfortably, and it's even worse on my sewing machine. So I have this teeny tiny screwdriver for the task. It's not very strong, of course, but otherwise very capable. Of course it fell down to the floor. Screws removed, you can easily lift the plate and observe all the lint underneath in all its... I'm not sure it's glory, but if you look close enough, there is certain beauty to it. What, just me? Brush it away then. The spot in the back between the feed dogs is especially important, and a lot of compressed lint there will cause problems eventually. After cleaning, I put the needle plate back. The needles should be up or it won't fall in place. And try not to drop any screws that time. At that point, I usually replace the needles about 3 times a year, and that's often enough. Fight me in the comments. I actually replace them after filming. We reached oiling! Yay! Your manual will tell you to oil the two spots on the upper looper. I use a regular sewing machine oil, it comes with every machine. The next part is easier to do with the machine lying on its back. At least that's how it's shown in sewing machines videos. But who would do that? I'm not even sure the overlocker has enough back to lie on. We are interested in the needle bar, the one that moves up and down as the wheel is turning, and the presser foot bar, moved by, well, the presser foot lever. Lower the needles to the bottom position, add a small drop of oil at the very top of the bar, its visible part of course. Turn the wheel a few times to spread the oil. I do the same with the presser foot. There are also two beams where they come out of the machine, and I tend to oil those maybe once or twice a year too. Keep in mind that the manual won't mention those. Maybe because it's harmful, or maybe it wants you to buy a new machine sooner. Something, your own risk. Admire your clean and oiled machine. That's the point where you realize you haven't cleaned outside. Time to get to sew right. If you don't know how to thread it from here, watch that video. I heard it's helpful.